It's Tuesday again, and it's all about getting fit at LIT Health and Wellbeing series. Today's session is a bit more advanced, but again, still exciting for everybody, and everyone can get involved in it at any level. The equipment that's needed today is a chair, some dumbbells, and a resistance band. So let's go. We're going to go on to our next set of exercises, which is going to be our hamstring and our hip flexor. So from here again, everything is seamless in terms of we move on to the next step without much movement. So Declan's going to bring out his right leg, okay, for his hamstring. So we're going to focus on stretching and recruiting, just activating this muscle here, our right hamstring. And we're going to do some sweeps with it as well. So Declan's going to demonstrate. Good, so this is a dynamic hamstring stretch, and again we're just activating that muscle, getting it ready for the session. Okay, perfect. We do that 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 sweeps, and from there we go into our second half of this other exercise, is our hip flexors. We're going to focus on his left hip flexor here, okay, and to really get the best activation of that hip flexor, Declan's going to squeeze his left glute. Okay, so he's going to squeeze his left glute here and push forward. Good. Hold that for 3 or 4 seconds. Back to neutral, Declan. Good. Drive forward again. So pushing that hip flexor forward, really drive that forward, is the key coaching cue for this. And back again. Good. Let's do it twice more. It's the third time. 3 or 4 seconds. So again, for dynamic movements, they're short, a couple of seconds. Again, we're just activating the muscle, getting the joint opened up. Excellent. Okay, good. And now we'll work on our left hamstring. Okay, good. So we're into our hamstring sweeps again. Okay, so heel is to the ground. We're focused on this hamstring here, small bend in the knee, and Declan is going to go forward and backwards with his sweeps. And every time you're getting maybe a bit more of a stretch in that hamstring, making the hamstring a small bit longer. Good, and now we'll go into our hip flexor. That's good, Declan. So push it forward, holds it for 3 or 4 seconds. Excellent, okay. So our YMT basically looks at our upper back, again activating those muscles, which Declan now will come to now in a second. So again, if you have a band at home, any sort of a resistant band, some of these pieces of equipment that we have are very cheap, very easy to get from local suppliers. And again, just in terms of lockdown we have, very useful for home workouts. So Declan's going to start off with the T, okay, and again, we're looking for 6 reps here. He's going to do the T 6 times. So that's the letter T, as you can see, okay, coming down and across. So arms come out, and Declan drives back. He's looking for these scapulars here, the shoulder blades to touch each other. So they squeeze and touch, release, squeeze, and release. Excellent. He's going to go into the W now, the W letter. So again, we're triggering these muscles here at the back. So we get you, Declan, once more, and that actually just into that position again. So again, just to really get the technique right, and we're going out the way. Good. And now back in to W and back out. Good. Back in, out. Good. Excellent. And then we're going to shorten the band. Okay, so shorten the band for the Y movement. Okay, so these are smaller movements. Again, depends on the resistance of the band, the one that suits you as well. So hands up in the air, Declan. Okay, and again, just small movements, out slowly and back in. Good. So the Y movement is not overly wide. Good. And all we're doing here is we're just activating the upper back muscles. Okay, the trapezius, upper back, smaller muscles in around our shoulder blades, our scapular. They're all areas that we want to trigger and get them activated for our workout. Excellent. And the last one is just a squat, 10 squats, again just to make sure that the body is well warmed up and Declan's feeling well for our first workout. Perfect. So for our first exercise, the Bulgarian split squat, Declan is going to grab a chair. Again, that's something that we would have at home. This exercise, very much what's needed is balance, okay, a bit of coordination, and we're going to work on each leg separately in terms of strengthening it. So Declan's going to get into position, okay, so his left leg just goes up on the chair, okay, he's going to take an exaggerated kind of a jump out in front of him, okay, a small bit more, okay, good, excellent. So that's the position that we want to be in at the very start. And basically what Declan's going to do is he's going to drop as low as he can to the ground without touching his knee off the ground. Good. Back up, Declan. Go again. So we're looking at getting 90 degrees as close to it as possible, okay? We're getting probably a nice stretch here on this quad, okay? You might feel a bit of uncomfortableness sometimes depending on your flexibility. It's a very challenging exercise, okay? And again, another key focal point is keeping that knee straight, okay? That it doesn't curl in. So Declan's going to do a couple more reps. Excellent. And the slower you do this exercise as well, the better, okay? The harder it's going to be. So keep that knee going, pointing straight, good. Get a nice and deep 90 degrees. Upper body is, his trunk is nicely upright. Good, now we're going to change to the left leg. Good, so again, get your balance. This can be a bit tricky sometimes. Be careful, okay? Pops out with small, but again, get comfortable. From the first rep, you might feel a bit uncomfortable. You might need to go out a bit further with that left leg. So Declan's going to do one and see, is he comfortable with it? Happy? Good, so very much just dipping straight down. Okay, so he's going straight down. Good. And that leg becomes 90 degrees, close to 90 degrees. So here we're focusing on the quad and the glute. This is a tough exercise. It's very, very good. One of my favorites. Excellent. Declan's form is getting better on each rep. So we're looking for 10 reps here in total for left and right. Another 4 more, Dec. You can notice how upright Declan is, which is good. And last one. Excellent. Okay, good. Now we're going to give the legs a small bit of a break and we're going to go into our press-ups with a resistant band, okay, just to make the press-ups a bit harder. Again, it depends on your level. If a band is too hard, just do them normal. Okay, for this example, we're going to use a resistant band. So Declan wraps it around the top of the shoulders, interlinks his hands into it. Good. So again, this will take a couple of reps to get comfortable with it and just to know exactly where to position the band. So as you can see now, it's just slightly below Declan's shoulder blades, okay, and the band is interlinked into his hands. So get into your normal press-up position, and now remember, his elbows are going to be tucked in nicely and they're going to be heading down towards his feet, okay? So away you go, Declan. So he's driving up against the band, which is the resistance. Good, form is good. Again, we might need that band up a bit higher sometimes, again, so don't be afraid to push up a bit higher if needs be. There we go, that's probably better, Declan, good. Good. So take a break, Declan. You might get 3, 4, 5 of these. Again, depends on your level, but again, it offers a different resistance. Just to show you one more example as well of using a bit of weight. And again, whatever you have at home, if it's a bag of sugar, that can work as well. So in this case, we'll get rid of the band. Okay, and we get some sort of an object, okay, that's not going to move from home. Again, whatever that may be. And again, this can be quite good to add a resistance. So instead of Declan lifting his own weight, now he's lifting an extra 5 kg. So make sure if it's something you're using at home, it's something stable, it's something safe. Excellent. One common fault with the press up, while we have Declan here now, is the elbows come out to the side. So Declan, let's give an example of that fault. Okay, so there's nothing overly wrong with it, but you're probably better doing it with the arms tucked in. Okay, so the elbows are out to the side. What we want is to turn those elbows in towards the side, Declan. Good. Hands are facing forward. Again, that's a common fault that we see with a lot of people. Excellent. Our next two exercises is going to be our bent over reverse fly and also our single leg RDL. Okay, so we will need some dumbbells for this exercise, 2 dumbbells. Again, we're not going to go heavy whatsoever with this exercise. 2, 3 kg, 4 kg is plenty. Declan has 5 kg here for himself. Again, he's an experienced resistance training. So similar to some of our other exercises, Declan's going to hinge from the hips. Excellent. And now the focus here is going to be working on the deltoids, the outer deltoids, the outer shoulder, along with his trapezius and his shoulder blades. So you can pause there, Dec. Good, that's it. So pause there for a second, back in now again. Good. Slightly pause there. That's it. When you squeeze those shoulder blades, slightly pause for a second or two. Good. Breathing out on exertion, that's it, good. Again, body is very good. Okay, it's nice and flat, which is important. His lower back is supported by a small bend in his knees. Again, that weight is good for Declan, okay? So again, you're talking 3-4 kg max. Okay, go to your own level. That's spot on, Declan. Okay, that's our bent over reverse fly, again, focusing on our upper back. And now we're going to go to our legs, our single leg RDL, okay, our single leg Romanian deadlift. Again, similar to this, Declan, you can do this body weight. Declan actually might do one body weight, and then we'll throw in some weight. Okay, so balance is going to be very, very important here, and we're really focusing on the glute and the hamstrings. So Declan lifts up his left leg, hands across the chest, and pushes that left leg back out behind. Okay, small bend in the knee here, and back up, Declan. Excellent. So do a handful of reps here. We're looking for 10 reps. Okay, we don't want to go down too low. Okay, so maybe down about 30-40 degrees. Okay, that's fine there, Dec. That's good. That's enough. Good. There's good as well, yeah. So he's pushing that leg back out. Okay, and pushing this glute back out towards the back wall. That's the key coaching cue here. This glute is being pushed back towards the wall. A common fault that we'll see is, and again I'll get Declan maybe to turn towards face the wall, the rotation. Some people tend to rotate on this exercise, which again defeats the purpose. So quick demonstration, Declan. So see the way Declan twists off straight away. Again, we have a lot of rotation going on. Okay, we've got to straighten him back up, so he's going to demonstrate once more. And just a normal one, actually, just go for a normal one, Declan, actually, yeah, so go for a good one. Good, good. Okay, so much better stabilization. There's no rotation in the trunk. Excellent. We'll just gather some weights for this one. We'll just do 5 reps with weights. I'll let you get them yourself, actually. Single leg RDL. Okay, so if you have some weights at home, some dumbbells, light ones. Good. Arms are nice and long. Good. And you're just using your leg every time to lift the weight. Okay, like a pendulum. So we're focused on that left hamstring. There's 2 more, Dec. This hamstring here we're focusing on. Good, good. I said push that glute out, working both the glute and the hammer. Good, perfect. Okay, so again, 3 sets of 10 reps. Okay, and we go through our first set first. Our next 2 exercises we're going to use is our hip thrust, which is very much a really isolated glute exercise. Again, really strengthening the glute muscle. And also we're going to use the prone drag. So slightly different core abdominal exercise that you might not be used to, but again, probably better than maybe doing sit-ups as an example. So Declan's going to bring over 2 chairs, okay, for the hip thrust. So recommend just again 2 chairs at home, put them up against the wall. Okay, so again where they're stable, they can't move. Again, in our case, we can't do that, but I'll stand at the back. And Declan is going to get into position for the hip thrust. Okay, so his upper back is on the chairs with his arms. So as you can see, that's the kind of position you're looking at getting in. Okay, excellent. And what we're looking at doing really is just Declan's going to drop his hips down close to the ground, and he's going to drive back up the way. Excellent. Okay, so simple as that. The chairs are stable there, so they're not moving. That's good. So look for 10 reps there, Declan. Good. It's a bit awkward, again, in terms of the exercise, but the more you do it, the better you get at it, okay? So dip down. Okay, now you want to drive up and then squeeze the glutes for 2-3 seconds. And release. Good. And back up now again, 2-3 seconds. Squeeze those glutes, both glutes, and back down. Squeeze glutes. Excellent. And back down. So we're looking at 10 reps here for this exercise. Really isolated glute exercise. Really like it. Again, we can add on a bit of weight. So Declan, you stay where you are for a sec. You can add on a bit of extra weight, just on your hip area. Good. That's it. Down further, Declan. Again, good. So again, you're adding on a couple of kg in terms of what you're lifting. So do one more. Excellent. So it can be simple as that. Good. Now we'll move on to our pro and drag. So careful, Declan. That's it. Good man. Our pro and drag. So this is very much a core exercise, looking for stability, stabilization of the trunk in particular, okay? So, good, yeah. So Declan's kind of going to go into similar to nearly a plank position to a certain degree, okay? Good, but the hands, instead of the elbows on the ground, hands are on the ground. So the dumbbell's going to start out here on the side, excellent. So what's key here now is Declan is going to We'll do a demonstration actually, and then I'll talk through the coaching points. Good. Good. So I get Declan to slow down here again. So what we're looking for here is very little movement of the trunk area. Okay, we don't want much rotation of the trunk. Okay, we want to work those abdominals as much as possible. So I'd even recommend Declan going slower. Good, good. And try not shift the weight from leg to leg. So this gets very, very harder. Good, good. That was less movement there, Declan. Better again. This is quite advanced in terms of the pro and drag. Again, you're working abdominals, the core. Potentially better exercise than maybe doing sit-ups, okay, especially if you have disc issues. This very much does not affect discs, but it is very, very challenging. We'll give Declan a small break for a second. We'll do another 3 or 4 reps just to show you. Again, you can get any sort of an object. It can be a towel even at home, just pulling a towel to left to right, okay? It can be as simple as that. So we'll use a towel in that case, Declan, as an example. So just do 3 or 4 more reps, Declan. Okay, so again, we're looking for little movement of that trunk. Good. So take your time now. It's all about technique, it's all about quality. Better, that's a good one. Good, so we try not to shift weight as much as possible from left to right. Good, good, perfect, spot on. Really good. We have our single leg glute bridge, and we also have our seated row for our upper back. So for the single leg glute bridge, we'll try and use a band for that one, Deck. Okay, so this is our single leg bridge. So Declan is going to have foot on the ground, right leg up. Okay, excellent. And he's going to drive up now through his left heel. Hold it for 2 or 3 seconds while squeezing that glute and back down. Good. Drive up. Good. Again, we're focusing on unilateral strength here, so we want to do the legs individually. 10 reps might be a bit much here for some people. Again, if you can get to 5 or 6 reps, excellent. Okay, we can change over then to the right leg. So again, go to your own level. This exercise is a bit more advanced. Switch now, Declan, good. So key coaching points here is driving up through the heel and squeezing that right glute. We're working that right glute here. Excellent. And we hold for about 3 seconds at the top. Good, let's give us 2 more, Deck. 1, good. And 2, excellent. Good. Now again, we want to rest the legs, okay, so we're going to work on the upper body. Declan's going to stay where he is. Take off his mini band. Again, if you have some sort of a band at home, again, these bands they're not cheap, and again, they're probably well worth investing in because you can use upper body and lower body in terms of using a piece of equipment like resistant bands. So Declan wraps it around the bottom of his feet. That's used as the anchor. And again, we're going to be working on his upper back. Again, his traps area, his There'll be a small bit in his lats, small bit in his triceps as well. So Declan is in a good position there. Good. Excellent. So slightly leaning back again. He's not straight. He's not completely upright. He's leaning back, driving those hands back, those arms back. They're tucked in nice to his side, and working these muscles here really good. Good. And again, we're looking for 10 reps for the seated row. Excellent. Now, just for a bit of cardio exercise, cardio work at the very end of the sets or of that first part of the program, we're going to look at split squats, and we're going to do a bit of core in between the split squats again to try and get a bit of rest in between the split squat exercise. So Declan is going to demonstrate what a split squat is, and again, it's fast split squats. Okay, it goes from left leg to right leg. Okay. We're looking here between 20-30 seconds. Okay, good. I'll pause Declan there now again. So that's one variation, okay, which is good. Declan's going to get a bit deeper now into the split squat as well. So more of a bit deeper. So makes it harder again, okay? So again, as fast as you can, Declan again, but get a bit deeper. Good. This is going to be much harder. You might fatigue earlier, but quite challenging. Heart rate is definitely increasing here with Declan. Breathing's getting heavier. And we pause. Excellent. Okay, so very, very tough exercise. Two variations there. One, Declan wasn't going as deep, okay, not going to be as hard, but still very effective. The second one then is he's going deeper in terms of the split squat. His knees coming closer to the ground. That's going to be more of your body weight going on your knees. It's going to be harder, okay? So for the rest period, which will be between 20-30 seconds, we're going to go straight into a bit of core. So we're going to do the bicycle in terms of the core exercise. So again, Declan is lying flat on his back, lifts his legs up. Okay, excellent. Again, with this, we try and keep our back flat to the ground, okay, as much as possible. So Declan's tucking in his belly button for his core. Again, he's trying to activate his core muscles. And now he's going to use a cycling movement with his legs. Away you go, Declan. Good. And again, with these movements, the slower you go, the better, okay? Because again, it's harder. Declan can bring his legs up a bit higher. Good. So when they're up a bit higher, excellent. It's not as hard. But when Declan begins to extend his leg out further, now this gets much harder, okay? All the weight of his leg now is being worked from his stomach. And Declan, I'd even emphasize going slower. The slower will make it better. Okay, you're really working these abdominal muscles, these core muscles. And back up again. Good. So that's a wrap. That video will be uploaded onto the LIT website. Again, it's important to try and get that session done 2 to 3, if not 4 times a week. Tomorrow we'll have Owen at 1:05 again, focusing on mobility and trying to reduce those aches and pains that we have on a weekly or daily basis.